Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Hayden. I'm back, hopefully, with another fun art activity and a game that you could play. We all know that toilet paper is the hot commodity right now and very popular demand. But what do you do when you get to the end of the roll? You could throw it out, you could recycle it, or I thought we could make it into a fun little fish that we can decorate, and by attaching a simple string and a household object, we can also make this into a game. So the object of this game is that you would hold the fish and swing it and attempt to catch the little bait in its mouth. And you can see that will take some practice. To do this activity, you're going to need a roll of toilet paper, a piece of yarn, string, an old shoelace, something like that, about a foot long should do you, and then either some construction paper, scraps of paper, old drawings that you've used. I'm going to use some old wrapping paper to do this project, and I just need a couple different colors and sizes. The first thing you'll do is you'll take the string, and we're going to tie a knot on the end of it. So this is what's going to go into the fish's mouth, and then the other end will attach to the bait that we're going to try to get the fish to catch. So slide the knot down onto the end of it. You might want to tie a couple of knots so that it really stays there. Then you're going to insert it into your toilet paper roll until it just comes out on the other side. Now to attach it, we're going to flatten one end of the toilet paper roll like this so I can see the knot sticking out on the end. And I think a staple works really well, but you can try glue or tape, chewing gum, whatever you might have handy. Chewing gum would be a tad on the sticky side, and staple that down. You can see how pretty my staples looked in that. That's the basic shape for the fish. Now I'm going to take the wrapping paper and basically wrap the fish in paper, leaving the string hanging out one end. This you can attach with glue sticks, Scotch tape, anything you might have handy. I'm going to try a little glue stick right here. I'll put some glue down on the end. Overlap it. Hold it for about 30 seconds. While you're doing that, if you leave enough of it at the top here, a fun thing to do is to bend the ends into the mouth, which kind of disguises the toilet paper roll just a little bit more. Makes it a little bit dressier looking. Once it's attached, the other end can be cut just long enough to cover up that tape or the end of your string. So that's his little body started, tucking it in. Now we're going to make some fins. So I have just another piece of wrapping paper. I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm going to put the glue this time on everything but the very ends, because I'm going to leave that open kind of as a glue tab to attach things. My glue is well stuck. So you'll see I'll glue everything except for the end of this right here. And by doubling up this paper, it's going to make it just a little bit stiffer to hold up. This will be the fish's tail. The basic shape I'm going to draw to make his fish tail, and we've talked about this in school, all different shapes can be fish tails, but I'm going to start with the letter U and add a V to the inside, down and up. That'll make the basic fish tail. Once you've cut this out, you can glue it to the end of your fish. I'm going to let papers drop on my floor and be messy right here. I promise I'll pick up later. There's the fishtail. Now, if I left enough open at the end, I can split this. I might have glued it very well. All right, Mrs. Hayden glued that too well. So instead of splitting it open, what I was going to do is glue one to either side right here. But I could also slip it on the inside and glue it this way. So I think that's what I'll do here. So I'm going to put the glue on the end of this now. Things don't always work out as we plan, but that's where creativity comes handy. You can find other ways to do things. Now I can fit it inside the tube and pinch it on either end, and it still looks like a fishtail. My other scrap of paper I'm going to make a top fin with. I'll go back and do the same thing, gluing it in half so that's a little bit stiffer. And for the top fin, I'm just going to go ahead and cut and be creative. Top fins can be rectangles, trapezoids, any kind of shape you want to make it. I'll make it into a little trapezoid shape, and I think for fun, I'm just going to trim the ends so it matches here. I will basically just cut some slits in the top. Slits are when you make shortcuts without anything falling off. You can choose to roll this around a pencil if you want to make it a curly fin. Or you can leave it spiked like a mohawk. Now to attach it to the fish, I'm going to need to make a glue tab, a spot that will actually hold the glue. So what I'm going to do is bend a small amount of the paper over the bottom of the fin. So I have a long skinny strip right here that I can put glue on. And then I can place that on the top of his head. Again, sometimes it's necessary to hold it and count to 30 to get it really to stay well, but so far, so good. Now we need two side fins. Again, we'll take another scrap of paper. I've got some little scraps of the same wrapping paper I had. Side fin can be any shape, trapezoid, leaf shape. I think I'll do a leaf shape right now. And I'll also save time and cut two at once, I think. So to make a leaf shape, I'm going to hold it this way so you can see. I can just draw a smile, put a frown on top. It's a basic leaf or football shape. Once I cut this out, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold it and make a little glue tab. That way the fin will stick up off of the fish's body a little bit. Gives them a little bit more dimension, makes it kind of interesting. You didn't see me cutting. It was like a miracle there, just cutting. So on this, again, I'm going to fold just the very end of it. That creates my glue tab. A little bit of glue on that. And when you attach it to the side now, his fin can kind of pop out the side, giving him a little bit more expression. Eyes are very simple. Take a piece of white paper or any color paper you can make an eye with. Draw a circle. Remember, larger eyes are easier than smaller ones. Inside you can make the pupil. And if you want to make it a colored eye, I'm going to put the iris around it so I can color the eye like that. And then magically, I already cut that one out. I'm going to do the same thing with this, just again to add some interest. I'm going to fold this eye in half and put glue on only one half of it. And then his eye can also pop up. So you can see he's really starting to come to life now, isn't he? The last detail that I added, other than the second fin and the second eye, is a little bit of an eyelash. To do that, just take a small scrap of black paper, and you don't need much at all. I'm going to cut it smaller still. And then I'm going to cut teeny tiny slits in this. I'll put the glue on the back side of this, the side that does not have the slits cut in it. And because this eye pops up, it's very easy to just tuck it right behind the eye and glue the eyelashes on like that. Doesn't he look cute? So now all you have to do is come up with some bait for the end of your string. Now what I had used, believe it or not, was a cough drop. And I just wrapped it in paper and tied it onto the cough drop. Cough drop, hard candy, so many things can work. I'm going to try a penny this time, see if that works. Very hard to tie a string onto a penny, so I'm just going to tape this string onto this penny. My guess is this might last for a while, or it might come undone. We might have to do some more creative thinking to see how that works. Let's try it with a penny to see if I can have any better luck at catching a penny. Good luck at hitting myself in the head. Yeah, Mrs. Hayden's gonna have to practice for quite some time to get skills in this game. It appears that Penny's a little heavier. You might want to try a shorter string on that one. In any case, play with it, have some fun, come up with a cute little creative fish. You could do a whole school of fish. Every time you end a roll of toilet paper, create something new. Hope to see you soon. Bye.